Hello, friends. Few days back, we went to visit our very dearest friend in the hospital. While in the ICU waiting room, I saw a board displaying message. It was meant for the caregivers who sit in the waiting room. Taking a break from this waiting room is the best way of taking care of yourself. How true it is. Caregivers, they focus on the person to whom they are taking care and ignores the signs of stress which they are facing. The moment was very emotional for us as well as our friend's family. But taking an inspiration from the quote just read in the room, me and my wife tried to regulate our emotions to reflect positive behavior so that the emotional environment can be lightened till we are in the hospital. In my last video, I mentioned about working on maximizing return on investment by stopping oxygenating and collecting information so that you can wisely invest your stress energy. Today, I'm going to talk briefly about an interesting tool which you can use between the stopping and collecting information when you are in stressful situation, as well as before you face a situation and after the situation. And that is what called emotion regulation. It is well known that as an indispensable part of development, stress is two-edged sword. Stress can help with development while it is an inspiration to our growth. On the other hand, if we deal with it in an unhealthy manner, stress may become a risk factor for maladjustment and mental illnesses. Many countries recognized stress as fastest growing mental illness. The direction of effects of stress depends on the way which we cope with it. Again, if you are coping it with positively, then you are going to get positive effects of it. If you are not taking it as positively, you're going to get negative effects out of it. It is crucial for adaptive functioning across the lifespan, as I said, from beginning of the stressful situation till and after the end of the situation. Healthy or unhealthy, the emotional reactions involved in stress requires emotional regulation. When we encounter stressful events, emotion regulation enables us to evaluate the emotional impact of the condition and helps us determine what types of emotional reactions are appropriate, as well as when and how we express those emotions. A stressful situation is usually accompanied by some pleasant or unpleasant emotional experiences. The pleasant experiences provide us good returns on investment. For example, winning a business proposal for which you slogged for several days under stressful condition. For you, because you were taking interest, that stressful situation and the stress was optimum for you. So when you won that business proposal, you got very pleasant emotional experience out of it. But there are some stressful situations or stress emotions such as anxiety, anger, sadness, envy, jealousy, guilt, or feeling insulted that usually results in unpleasant emotional experiences, which leads us on losing side of returns on investment. The amount of stress energy invested in that stressful situation is too much while we are getting few returns. For example, being grilled by your boss in a forum where all the counterparts or team members are present. In that situation, you feel like insulted. So that is an unpleasant situation for you. So in stressful situations, it is absolutely important to control our emotions, keeping them in balance and away from the extremes. So for regulating emotional arousals, and emotional expressions flexibly according to the demands placed on us, the process needs to initiate as soon as possible. As soon as you encounter that stressful situation and you identify, oh, this is a stressful situation, it should start there itself so that you can manage your emotions and have better control over it. Emotion regulation is our ability to effectively manage and respond to an emotional experience. We unconsciously or subconsciously, rather subconsciously, use emotional regulation strategies to cope up with these stressful situations. We all know this because we are experiencing various stressful situations since childhood, and we learn from those stressful situations and we try to manage our emotions based on those regulations of emotion. Focuses primarily on the modulation of internal emotional changes so as to meet the external needs or external demands. For instance, not showing anger when you are in traffic jam caused by an ambulance against normal driver. When you see that traffic jam is caused by ambulance, you immediately change your emotional reactions. And instead of getting mad or angry at the ambulance driver, the first thought comes in your mind is, that driver is going for saving somebody's life. But instead of ambulance, if normal driver is driving in front of you and the traffic jam is because of that, then your reactions are different. So we need to manage our emotional reaction or emotional outburst during that process also. Emotion regulation includes control of both positive and negative emotions. Additionally, in stressful or non stressful situations, we can practice those in every situation. Emotions often come with a specific behavior like arguments following anger or withdrawals resulting from sadness. Emotions and behaviors are intertwined. We cannot really separate them. We can use several emotion regulation strategies. So, some of the healthy strategies are exercising, talking to your friends and sharing with them, meditation, pranayam, writing diary, getting adequate sleep, coaching or dealing with therapists, taking care of yourself when you are sick. Don't ignore those physical symptoms, taking breaks during the stressful work, and learn to say no. And what are the unhealthy strategies? Avoiding or withdrawing from the difficult situation, or physical or verbal aggression, excessive social media use, and neglecting to the responsibilities, spending too much time on screens, self injury, abusing with alcohol or other substances, misuse of prescription drugs. We don't even realize how addicted we are to the prescription drugs. The association between emotion regulation and stress can be explained by the common neural structure, which are all engaged in the process of emotion regulation and response to stress. Age and experience plays vital role in brain activation for emotional processing. Experiences, regulations, in attention of emotional stimuli and in response to stress as well. Older individuals have an advantage in terms of experience and maturity because they face more situations where they regulated their emotions. It doesn't mean that the younger ones are not capable of handling emotion in better way. It could be that you must have seen the younger person must have seen more stressful situation than an older adult. So the more situations you face, the more wiser you get in controlling your or managing your emotions. It is an art which we all know. We just need to practice it consciously, because subconsciously we already know that. So, guys, next time when you feel you are facing a stressful situation, just try to regulate your emotions consciously by using healthy strategies and keep yourself away from self injury. Remember, as I mentioned, we all know this art of emotion regulation, which we practice subconsciously. Just pay little attention so that you can master it and do it more with control. So it's like on demand. For example, if you are getting late for a meeting, so you don't have to rush. Try to come up with different solution. Either call if you have details to call in the conference, or inform someone that you are running late so they already know that you are running late, and apologize after going in the meeting. Instead of rushing and risking your life, it is better to go late in the meeting and say sorry. This is Jitendra from Stress Resilience Center. Please subscribe my channel and share with your friends and family members. And as I always say, please cultivate good habits and hobbies. Thank you.